Organizations that have resources behind a FortiGate next-generation firewall can provide FortiSASE remote users with access to private resources such as a data center without needing to enable SD-WAN. The FortiGate is configured to be a secure private access hub. Then FortiSASE is configured so that its points of presence, POPs, are spokes of the FortiGate's hub and connect to it with an IPsec tunnel. Once this has been set up, remote users use the FortiClient agent to connect to FortiSASE, which provides access to the organization's protected resources through the FortiGate SPA hub. First, we'll demonstrate how to make a FortiGate into a FortiSASE secure private access hub. We start by configuring the IPsec VPN. Navigate to VPN IPsec Tunnels, then click Create New and choose IPsec Tunnel. Enter a name for the VPN. Change the template type to Custom and click Next. In the Network section, for Remote Gateway, choose Dial-Up User. Then choose an interface that has Internet access. Enable Mode Configuration. Now enter a range of IP addresses that clients can be assigned, with a matching subnet mask. Open the Advanced Settings. Disable Add Route and enable Auto Discovery Sender. In the Authentication section, add a pre-shared key for FortiSASE to use to gain access. Set the IKE version to 2. Under Peer Options, set Accept Types to any peer ID. In the Phase 1 Proposal section, select AES-128 and AES-256 encryption, each with both SHA-1 and SHA-256 authentication, and Diffie-Hellman groups 14 and 5. In the Phase 2 section, open the Advanced Options and ensure the Phase 2 proposals include the same selections and Diffie-Hellman groups as the Phase 1 proposals. All other settings can be left at their default values. Click OK. While most of the VPN configuration can be done in the FortiOS GUI, now that it's been created, the command line interface is needed to set a few more properties. Open the command line interface and enter the following commands. Config VPN IPsec Phase 1 interface. Edit and the name of the VPN. Set Network Overlay Enable. Set Network ID and enter a number of your choice, making a note of it for later use. End, and close the CLI. Now we'll set up the interfaces we need. Navigate to Network Interfaces. First, a loopback interface that FortiSASE will use to monitor the health of the network connection. Click Create New and select Interface. Enter a name. Set the type to Loopback Interface. Enter an IP address for the interface. Under Administrative Access, enable the ping protocol and click OK. In the Interfaces list, the interface used for the VPN tunnel will have a list of child interfaces. Expand the list and edit the VPN's tunnel interface. Give it an IP address, and for the remote IP, add the address and subnet mask for FortiSASE. Enable the ping protocol and optionally the security fabric connection and click OK. Now we'll configure BGP properties. Navigate to Network BGP. Under Neighbor Groups, click Create New. Give the new group a name and assign it the BGP's local autonomous system number. Activate IPv4 and ensure that Route Reflector Client, Soft Reconfiguration, Next Hop Self, and the Graceful Restart and Refresh Route capabilities are enabled. Then click OK. Under Neighbor Ranges, click Create New. For the prefix, enter the IP subnet of FortiSASE. Select the neighbor group created in the previous step. Click OK. Scroll down to Networks and add the IP addresses of interfaces to protected resources that will be made available to clients. In this case, we'll use the addresses of the DMZ-HQ and LAN-HQ interfaces. Click Apply to save the BGP settings. Now to configure the FortiGate's firewall policies. First, we'll create an address object to represent the FortiSASE VPN. Navigate to Policy and Objects, Addresses. Click Create New and select Address. Enter a name. Set the type to IP range. Enter the range of IPs for the FortiSASE VPN. This is the same range of IP addresses entered in the IPsec VPN object. Click OK to create the address object. Now for the policies themselves. Navigate to Policy and Objects, Firewall Policy. First, a policy for the BGP Health Check. Click Create New. Give the policy a name. The incoming interface is the VPN tunnel. The outgoing interface is the Loopback Health Check interface. Set the source address to the FortiSASE VPN address object. Set the destination address to all and the service to all. Disable NAT and click OK. Now a policy to allow FortiSASE clients access to the protected resources. Click Create New. Assign a name. Again, the incoming interface is the VPN tunnel. This time, the outgoing interfaces are the ones to the protected resources. As before, the source is the FortiSASE VPN address, and the destination and service are set to all. Disable NAT and click OK. Now the FortiGate has been configured to be an SPA hub. It's time to configure FortiSASE to be a spoke of that hub. In FortiSASE, navigate to Network Private Access. Click Create. Enter a name for the new hub. For the remote gateway, enter the IP of the FortiGate port facing the Internet. The pre-shared key is the one that was entered into the VPN IPsec tunnel created on the FortiGate. The BGP router ID subnet is the subnet of the tunnel interface, and its peer IP is the interface's specific IP address. Note that the router ID subnet should not overlap with the subnet used for the peer IP address. For the network overlay ID, use the network ID that was added to the VPN tunnel with the CLI. The AS number is the same as the one from the FortiGate's BGP settings. The hub selection method is used when multiple hubs are created. Since we're only configuring one hub in this example, we'll leave it at the default. The health check IP is the address of the health check loopback interface on the FortiGate. Once all the settings are entered, review the completed configuration. Note that if any settings other than the pre-shared key need to be updated after they're saved, you'll need to delete the configuration and re-enter updated values. Click OK to save the settings. Now we'll verify that the IPsec tunnel is connected and that BGP routing is working correctly. First, we can see that FortiSASE is verifying the status of the health check and VPN tunnel connections. This check is done periodically, so it may take a few moments for the status to change after the configuration is saved. On the FortiGate, we can also confirm the FortiSASE POP IPsec VPN tunnels. Navigate to the Network dashboard, then click the IPsec widget to expand the list of tunnels. In this case, FortiSASE is using just one POP, so only one tunnel is listed. We can also confirm routing and BGP peering. Still on the Network dashboard, click the Routing widget. On the static and dynamic list, we can see that the tunnel health check route is connected. And by clicking the drop-down in the top right and choosing BGP Neighbors, we can see that the BGP connection is established as well. FortiSASE administrators can configure security profiles and firewall policies specifically for secure private access. Navigate to the appropriate configuration page, such as Security or Policies. Then click the Private Access button to view and set configuration specific to private access. We'll demonstrate private access policies here. They're configured just like regular firewall policies, which have been covered in other videos, so this video won't go into detail. We'll just quickly create a couple of private access policies for demonstration purposes. The first one allows our example user access to the marketing servers, and the second one denies that same user access to the development server. On the user's device, they have access to the marketing server, but the development server can't be reached. In FortiSASE, the traffic logs confirm that access was granted in one case and denied for the other. Thank you for watching. For more technical videos, please visit video.fortinet.com.